Charmi. I am a mixed media artist from Seattle. I'm currently doing a residency with Seattle Restored in downtown Seattle. I have always been a shy and introverted girl, coloring with crayons and coloring books. And growing up, my parents always encouraged more of doing art, and they put me in all different kinds of art classes. And then I ended up applying in high school. I took art as an elective and ended up applying to a 5-year art college program. And then once I graduated, I moved here, and I was in a completely new country, no family around. And then art became kind of like a safe space, a way to express my thoughts and feelings on canvas, especially as an immigrant and also as a new mom. The 3 things that I would use to describe my work is color, pattern, and texture. That's something that you will find a lot in my work. It kind of is the basis of all my work. Since I am so shy and introverted, I feel my work is actually the opposite of that. It's a lot more bold and vibrant. I love using neons because it's like my love for neons. It's also kind of really brings so much joy, because that's how I kind of express myself. So it's basically like joy on canvas. And it is so vibrant. It's like bold with a little bit of has a dramatic flair to it. So Seattle has played a crucial role in my art journey. Before moving here, I was mainly a hobby artist, and I had just shown my work at one fair. But after moving here, I kind of started doing more shows, applying to different galleries, and participating in art walks. And I think the city's vibrant culture and the diversity kind of really pushed me into doing more bigger, bolder work also. Pushing myself from just working smaller on paper to doing a much larger canvases also. And also coming across opportunities like doing a residency with Seattle Restored is something also has been a huge thing for my art career and my art journey. So yeah, I think the city is also this place is right by Pike Place, which is a constant inspiration source for my floral paintings. And it has definitely a vibrant, thriving arts culture, which is what I love being part of that. What inspires me? So currently, I would say what inspires me is obviously living in the city. Every time I come to the city, to the studio, it's just like a bolt of energy that just, I can feel that in my work, and I can feel the shift happening in my work because of that. What else is inspiring me? I would say a lot of Indian fashion inspires me. My heritage and culture, which is my roots are from India. And so a lot of that influences my work. And the motifs I use in my work are also something that I grew up seeing around in the temples and the architecture around India. And yeah, those are some of the things that really influence and inspire my work. So I think one of the challenges I would say to face that I don't know if I'm facing, and I'm not even sure if it's still considered as a challenge, but it's more about how do I bring about visibility for my work, and how do I come across different people, and not just rely completely on the social media and social media algorithms. Although social media has brought good stuff for me, but it's just I'm so dependent on them to show my work to a wider audience. And so I'm always struggling with how do I create visibility for my work. And I think having this space with Seattle Restored currently where I'm doing is helping create that visibility. And so trying to find more opportunities like that where I can share my work and show my work is something how I'm seeing of like overcoming that type of challenge. So some of the techniques that I use in my work is collage. Collage is something that I use to build texture in my work. And so I will use, for my collage, I'll use my own painted paper. I will also use like discarded old thrifted, any of the thrifted like materials that have embroidery in them, or anything that has like a tactile nature to it. Like it will pop off the canvas a little bit, and you can, if you come closer to my work, you'll be able to see that there are these grooves in there. So I do a lot of collage to build that texture. Again, texture is so important in my work. And so the layered collages is how I build that texture in my work. One of the other things I'll use is also pattern, and the way I create like different overlaying patterns. So some of it is over here, and I'll use different like stencils, or I'll hand draw some of the patterns on there. Like I'll freehand draw like these circles and the dots that you see in my work. So those are some of the things and the techniques that I use a lot in my work. You'll also see a lot of like gold foil or copper foil work in my work, because again, I'm so influenced by in India and my roots, and like how that is so important. Like gold is one of the precious metals that we use a lot in India. And so that is also one of the things I use a lot in my work. I don't think I have had a turning point in my career as of yet, or I don't see, but looking back, I do see like these, I would say that these were like just dots and me following those dots. And then as I connected the dots, it's like a line forming, and I'm just carving the path forward kind of a thing, walking the path following those dots. And so I haven't as such like, so I feel like every time I do a market or every opportunity that I follow up or I get that comes my way, I just kind of say yes to it and I just move forward. And so that is what I keep looking for. I just keep moving. My goal is to just keep moving forward, and I haven't had as of yet any turning point, but I'm hoping like all these dots, when they connect, and it's like a path moving forward kind of a thing. So how do I deal with creative blocks? As such, I actually, when I started, I thought that, I have a creative block and I don't know if I should keep working. I mean, like, how do I keep working? Because I'm like, I'm blocked. I don't know what to do, kind of a thing. But I came across a book written by Danielle Crissa, or she's known as the Jealous Curator on Instagram. And her book was called Creative Unblock. And I followed the prompts for 30 days in the book. And after going through those, showing up consistently every single day in the studio, working on those prompts, is how I cleared the block the so-called block. And so I think the main part is that like there are no creative blocks. It's more like creativity is like an energy, and there are times when your energy is going to ebb and flow. And so as long as you keep showing up in the studio every single day, your muse will show up. So you want to show up to the muse rather than waiting for your muse to show up for you. And so, I don't believe in creative blocks. As long as you keep working every day, showing up consistently in the studio, you are going to just have work. Even if you're making bad work, it's still work. You're working on it. But if there's something, I would say like, oh, I don't know what, like the inspiration. So the things I look for when I want to find inspiration is like, first thing I would either go for a walk out in the nature or go to my local library. My local library is my favorite. And so I love going through different books and just trying to find inspiration over there. What advice would I give for somebody who wants to pursue this? I would say just start. That is right. Just start, even if you're not sure of, or even if you don't know how to start or what to do. Again, there is a great book called The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds, which is what I share with my students every year. And it's all about a girl who has that fear of like not knowing where to start and how to start, and is totally intimidated by her classmates. And so I would just say start with a dot and then see where it takes you. And so that's the goal of the book, and it should be like life lesson that you just want to start first and then just follow all of those inklings and be curious. If my art had a soundtrack, so music does influence a lot of my work, and I always have music going on in the studio. And I also end up using a lot of music sheets in my floral paintings, is because I'm so influenced by music. But it's hard for me to just pick one song, but I have favorites. So anything from Karunesh or Buddhabar and Para for Cuba are those three that I usually have playing around in the studio. It's a lot of like EDM fusion music.